And
Boom.
we're going.
Happy fucking St. Patty's. I love your green. Oh, check this out. Because you're not wearing any green. Yep.
Wait,
That's what happens.
but why?
You want me to do it harder? What do you mean? Why?
No. But why do people pinch each other for not wearing green?
We can look up why.
But no, like, do you know? Like, what is your...
No, dude. It's the thing that happens when you're in elementary school and you just go along with it or else you look like a loser.
All right, that's the explanation I needed.
Yeah. But my wall's green. It's a sage green.
Yeah,
so you can maybe like...
I'm on the force field.
Yeah, like if I go for a pinch again...
I just...
damn. It doesn't work anymore,
It doesn't work. But yeah, we got Shrek going on in the background. He's green. He's our protector and
Jolly
savior.
Green Giant. I'm going to eat the Jolly Green Giant, like green beans from the can later that. Yeah.
I remember, so because I'm wearing Powerline, the World Tour t-shirt.
Very goofy of you.
In the movie, they heat up a can of soup with, like the cigarette lighter in cars.
Yeah.
So they press it, it heats up, and then they set it, and then they set the can on top of it.
That's kind of smart.
And then it heats up the can, and then he drinks it.
Yeah, it's definitely not possible, but that's pretty.
That's
cool.
my question is like, okay, so you couldn't do it with the cigarette lighter, but like, could you put the can on the stove, open the top, watch it boil? I'm pretty sure you could, right?
I think it's probably safer with an electric stove.
But it could be possible.
Yeah, I would say so.
All right.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we had a little story going on before we started recording.
Well, you did more so than me.
Yeah. So, maybe we could show the video clip that I sent us in the hard drive because it goes with the story. Because I found a hard drive. I sent the group chat.
Let me see.
Of my old karate days.
Oh, I gotta go kind of back.
Mm-hmm. Well, long story short, I found a hard drive when I was crate digging through my old stuff. And I plugged it into my laptop and found a bunch of old pictures and videos of like my karate tournaments.
I'll splice it in later.
Yeah. And pictures of me with a camera being 12, 13 years old.
I thought you were a little older than that. That's how old you were? In that video?
No, in that video I was 16.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying in this hard drive, there's pictures of, like...
When you went to fat camp and all that.
That was, yeah. But I did, that's a whole different thing, but yeah.
That's like episode 32 or something.
Yeah, so I'm going down memory lane just like, holy shit. So I'm sending like all my cousins like, hey, remember this? Like summer vacation in Mazatlan, like 06.
Yeah.
And then you think about it like 06, like that's fucking how many years ago, dude?
Dude, that's when I graduated. That's when I graduated high school, was 06. Like, fuck off. I feel really fucking old right now.
Yeah, so the summer that you graduated high school, I was in Mazatlan at the age I was, drunk as fuck.
I don't like that, Oliver.
Yeah.
I don't like this anymore.
Yeah, it is what it is.
No, I don't like it at all.
I know.
It was a long time ago.
So going through this hard drive, I found this picture of Hecky, and it's me, my cousin Hecky, and Los Kung Fu Monkeys, but we're like in this dingy ass gas station, and I think it's like near like the border where like Calexico and
sure,
yeah, and Mexicali is. So I had a brain fart. So and I started thinking like, where was this? Where was this? And then boom. All right, so. The night before that picture was taken, I had thrown a huge rager at my house. And, it was like 2 a.m. I was drunk as fuck out laying on my bed. And my phone is blowing up. And I'm like ignoring it for the first 3 calls. And then like it keeps going. I'm like, it must be an emergency.
Yeah.
So I check my phone and it's my cousin Hecky.
Right.
And he's like, and so I answer and I say, hey man, is everything okay? And he says, I need you to pick me up. Can you pick me up? So I say, if he's calling me, like in my head, I'm like,
how early? What time?
Like I said, it was like 2 a.m. at that point.
Okay.
When I received the call.
Right.
When I received the call, it was 2 a.m.
Okay.
So maybe 3.
Sure.
Because I remember seeing
it's
the
still
sun.
Dark.
Because I remember seeing the sun come up.
Oh well, then it's gotta be later than that.
No, but like I was driving for a while, and then like I remember like being with Hecky and then seeing the sun come up.
Okay.
So, so I get the call and I say, okay, it's obviously an emergency if he's called me this much and needs me to pick him up. So I say, yeah, let me know where you're at. And this motherfucker is at the border, dude.
Yeah.
Like Mexicali, Calexico.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, dude, like, what'd you get yourself into?
Right.
You know? So he's like, I'll let you know on my way when you get here.
Yeah.
So I'm driving and I'm by myself, still drunk, dude. No, not drunk. I was
allegedly, because you're a certain age.
Yeah, exactly. I was sober enough. No, I was sober, yeah. So I'm driving, and good thing roads are empty, and I finally make my way there.
Right.
And it's, you know, it's not like a 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
So
it's like an hour and a half, 2 maybe.
Yeah, like a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
And
I'm saying an hour and a half because at that time there's really not many
traffic. Yeah. So I finally get to him to like this really like sketchy, like abandoned gas station. I couldn't even fill up there, dude. Like I had to make sure that I had enough to like there and back.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah. So I show up and it's Hecky with the fucking Goo Goo Dolls and the Kung Fu Monkeys. They were on tour.
Nice.
And their fucking van I think their van got broken into while they were broken down.
What?
Something crazy like that, dude. So they were like, all right, like there's no, like we gotta leave. Like there's no point in just hanging around. So they were
so the Goo Goo Dolls were roughing it that much? I thought they were like kind of hit. They were like, oh, I guess if it's 2006.
That's what I'm saying.
They were back to roughing it. Because in my head, when you asked me, when was the last time you listened to the Goo Goo Dolls?
98.
I was like, oh, like 98.
They were huge.
They're probably taking planes and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
So, not to knock on the Goo Goo Dolls. Yeah. Like, we still love you.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And, so I'm like, I'm first of all, I'm geeking out. I'm like, it's the fucking Goo Goo Dolls. So
you start singing their songs.
no, not like that. But I'm like, you know, like casually, like, oh, like you want a cigarette, guys? You know, trying to be like the cool guy.
They're like, dude, you're a kid.
Exactly. You know. But in my head, I'm like, oh, they're gonna think I'm cool as fuck.
Right.
So, we end up like little small talk. Like, so what happened? They're like, we don't want to talk about it. I'm like, all right, you know. So Hecky's like, hey, you can take me and the monkeys, and you know, let's head on over. Like, they already got a ride. They're getting a ride soon.
Yeah.
So we're making our way back, and we're approaching like a checkpoint.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's already like sunrise, and it's like a trucking checkpoint almost, or like something. It doesn't matter. It's a checkpoint.
So they lost their instruments?
Not all of them, because we did end up loading up the black Mercedes.
Okay.
Remember the SUV? Yeah. So we did load up with some equipment. And in my head, I'm like paranoid because like I'm a little, you know, I shouldn't really be driving.
Right.
And I don't know, these guys were on tour. I don't know if they got any, you know,
paraphernalia.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're going through this checkpoint, and then, you know, like the fucking sheriff with this fucking cowboy hat is like, where you guys headed? I was like, I'm heading home. They're like, where from? I was like, I'm rescuing these guys. And he's like,
what?
And then he looks in the car, dude. And
they're all dark Mexicans. You're saying you're rescuing?
And they're all tattooed. They're all degenerates, dude. And
I'm rescuing these guys.
And the
better get Lamigra on the horn.
And the bassist, I don't know if it was him or his brother, but it was Haksan or something. They're like, I think they're Pakistani Mexican.
Sure.
And so he looks how he looks. And you know,
you're like, this is pretty close to 9/11.
yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah. And we got a sheriff with a cowboy hat on. So the optics are hard to, you know, come by. So he looks in the car, he's like, and I say I rescued them. So he's like, what's going on, guys?
And this was back right after Osama bin Laden.
Yeah. So obviously, like, I'm in my head, I'm just paranoid.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, have a good day. So I'm like, I don't know how we got away with that. Even though like there was nothing that we got away with.
Yeah, you're like, we should have taken one of the Goo Goo guys with us. You know
exactly. And then, so that was one of my memory lane stories from that one triggering picture.
But
we've made it home safely.
I know, but let me ask you something. Because you brought up the Goo Goo Dolls before. So what made you think of the Goo Goo Dolls?
Well,
before we started recording, you just like you weren't going down memory lane. You just started talking about the Goo Goo Dolls.
I was going through my Spotify.
Oh, okay. So in reality,
because you were playing,
I was playing some hits.
You were playing some bangers.
Some bangers.
Yeah, and it was triggering me. So I was like, oh, let me pull up my Spotify,
right,
so I can cue something.
Yeah.
And then I saw Goo Goo Dolls. I was like, when's the last time you played this? And then
we're gonna splice that in. Remember to splice in those Goo Goo Doll sample around this time.
Mm-hmm. And then that triggered everything else.
Right.
So okay. So in this hard drive, I found pictures of me with
pictures of you
with exes and stuff, because it's an old hard drive.
My door. Yeah.
And me being me, I usually delete everything. So
right, you do. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, and then I was like, I wasn't triggered by them. I wasn't like,
yeah,
oh, I missed them. It was like,
yeah, you're like, oh, that
happened.
Yeah,
that happened.
Yeah.
So, have you recently gone down memory lane? Not necessarily with an ex, but just like you mentioned earlier, like, hey, like New York was this many years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
I think revisit memory lane a little too often.
Is that because you're getting older?
Possibly, but also I think the easy access to it.
I guess.
Well, before everything was like in a photo book or tucked away in a drawer somewhere. Now it's as easy as or even if they're not on your phone, you may have posted them on Instagram or Facebook. And then Facebook does this thing where it does the memories, especially. It'll be like, hey, you said this dumbass thing about 10 years ago, or you posted this, So then if you see that, you're like, oh, what else? And then you'll click it. And the next thing you know, you're like looking at some pictures from them. And then you start like revisiting. But it happens, it happened actually more recently around Christmas time. My dad was cleaning out, I believe the garage or my old bedroom. And he came across like a photo book from when I was like just born. Wow. And, subsequent pictures like after, and then all the way up to like around middle school. None in high school, but middle school.
Did you tear up?
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Yeah.
It's hard not to, yeah.
And then also, he had a letter in there.
That he wrote to you?
That he wrote to me.
Wow, that's heavy shit, dude.
Before I was born.
Oh my God.
Wrecked me.
Oh my dude, your dad's a hero, dude.
Wrecked me, dude. He dropped out of college in his early 20s. No.
Had you? Oh.
No, in his early 20s. And then he met my mom. They dated, got married. And then about a year and a half or 2 years before I was born, my mom convinced him to go back. So I think his last semester I was born in February, so that was like his last semester. So I forgot what class it was. It might have been like economics, Economic, And like the letter like pretty much starts out like, oh, I'm just sitting here in class. He was doing night school. He was working a full-time job, doing night school and then taking care of a pregnant wife, Damn, yeah. Dude. And so
that was the life back then.
I know that
everyone was doing it.
Yeah.
Everyone was doing it.
And so he was like, yeah, like it starts off with him basically like saying like, yeah, I'm just sitting in class, like thinking about you, like excited, like that I'm about to be born kind of shit. Like it was wild, man.
That triggers me.
Yeah.
Because a song that I mentioned this in the previous podcast, that music is like my mental encyclopedia of my memories.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a song by Los Fabulosos Cadillacs called Vos Sabés, that it's basically the song that he wrote to his son when he found out that his wife was pregnant. Mm-hmm. And dude, it's like, I remember listening to it when I was a kid.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. I'd be like, oh my God. And then looking at my dad like, what did you write for me?
He's like, I've already had kids before.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like,
he's like, let me tell you what I wrote for your brother.
Damn. Thanks, Brian.
Sorry.
Yeah, so all right. So your memory lane with your dad, that was wholesome.
Yeah.
Now,
Then there were pictures. So then there was along with that letter, literally
No like home videos or anything.
not in there because they're VHS. I'd seen them, but they may still exist, probably in the garage somewhere. But along with that letter was literally like photos of, you know, me in the hospital, like just being born with my mom and shit, and then photos
Looking
of
all
like,
slimy.
him and his two best friends, because I have two middle names and I'm named after his best friends. So they're like in the hospital bed,
Holy shit!
and he's like there with his buddies, you know?
Oh,
So
dude, that's gonna be us one day.
I don't know if
You with like a dog or something.
Look at this little puppy.
Yeah, dude. Like we're gonna find like I don't know like Oscar and his wife, like his dogs,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when they breed.
Yeah.
And it's like you're gonna be with like the newly pup, like
I'm still pretty sure I'm infertile.
no, but with the pup.
Yeah. Well, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah. Or I mean
I could adopt.
surrogate or something.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be my sperm. If I'm
Exactly. It'd be surrogate sperm. But no, dude. No, dude. Look, it's 2022. Everyone's into cucking these days.
Yeah.
Just get into it, bro. I'm not into it, but you can get into it.
I can, but I don't want to. It's just not for me. That'd be forcing.
Okay, are we not woke enough to be into cucking? Because why is it so prominent? Why did we go from videos with your dad, or pictures with your dad?
We didn't.
to
You
cucking?
did. You did. You took a wholesome moment. A wholesome moment.
Well, you insulted me first, all right?
You jabbed it in me.
I'm just getting back at you. All
All
right?
right.
So
Fair enough.
All right, so you're
Fair
back with your dad.
So
No one's getting cucked.
yeah. I went down memory lane. I did that, and then I was sharing it with a certain someone,
Yeah.
and then she started.
By the way, her name, I love it because it's like the name of every like female protagonist in every like 90s or like early 2000s like rom-com.
Really?
It is. Or like the sister of the protagonist.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like almost like an NPC, not like an NPC, you know?
So I was sharing it with her, and then it kind of got her to be like, oh, let me like show you some of my kind of things, right? So then I was like, oh well, let me like find some more recent ones, and that's what like Instagram is for. Like you start like scrolling back, you're like, Jesus Christ, like this is literally a catalog of your life, and it's kind of weird.
Which is why I'm not saying I regretted deleting my Facebook, but I was like, fuck, I had so many pictures on there that like
But see, I'm not active on it anymore.
that you can still go back and
I can
look
still
at
go
it.
back,
But
yeah,
I'm talking about for me that I had
Right.
posted at one point because I even on
I don't think
Instagram
it's
I
forever
delete
deleted.
pictures.
I don't think it's forever deleted.
Well, I do remember when I was working at the Capitol, there was this webpage that's like it's free for everyone.
Yeah.
It's called I think it's archive.org, and it's like a time log of everything that's been posted, but it's like an HTML format. So yeah, but I'm pretty sure there's like techno versions out there that like can dissect and decipher those into images again. So through bits and magic,
Right.
ones and zeros. So I don't know.
You're out there, man.
They're out there. They are out there.
You're out there. You're fucking out there.
Dude, you and Omar have made me start watching these videos.
I'm
that
so
like,
excited for the new Atlantis thing that's gonna. Oh my god, dude.
So don't. I'm not taking those you are out there as judgmental anymore.
No, because
Yeah.
it's like welcome.
Yeah, I've entered
Welcome.
the chat.
Yeah, exactly.
So diving down memory lane, going through Instagram. So even on Instagram, I delete pictures. I've
deleted some, but not a lot.
It's because I keep my photos at a 120. I only have 120 pictures on there, and that's
Why that number?
Why not?
I asked you first.
I don't know. I like that number.
Okay.
There's 120 lessons in life. I don't know.
What?
Just go with it.
Can just make up shit right now.
I'm pretty sure if we Googled 120 lessons
If
of
we
life,
have to Google it,
we'll
then
find something.
I
We're
gotta-
gonna interrupt Shrek. We don't want that.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say I have to turn off the Jolly Green Giant here, the ogre, and I just don't want to do that.
All right. So memory lane, Instagram, and then I started.
Keep
No,
going.
your memory lane was Instagram. So I'm on the hard drive and I'm going through all these pictures and videos and everything.
I have some on the hard drive, but they're relatively recent. Yeah.
You
Like
just
within-
want to make space for your phone.
Yeah, like within the past, like especially when I got the new phone, like they're within the past like 3 to 4 years.
So I find this
4 years.
I find this folder of
5 years, 6 years. 6 years, actually. Sorry.
like 2007.
Yeah.
And
So about 15 years ago.
about 15 years ago.
Yep.
And I look at myself, dude, and I'm like,
You're a child.
I'm a child, but when I took that picture in that when I took that bathroom selfie, Brian, without my shirt on,
Yeah.
you know,
You felt hard in that
I
moment.
felt so hard in that moment.
And then now
that
you
when
look
I
back
looked at it,
and
I was
you're
like, it's cringy as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like that now. Like when I was driving over here, it came into my head, and I almost want to like drive into like
Yeah.
the tree or something. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. I've taken many of photos before where I was like, yeah.
So my question is, are they worth saving?
No. Those? No. I don't think.
Because say if I were to die tomorrow,
Yeah.
and people are going through my shit, and then or like someone's trying to find like what
And
was
you're
this?
like,
Yeah, what was this guy like in 07, you know? And they find that bathroom selfie of me with my shirt off
typical bro.
with a clown nose and a bandana.
I'd have some questions. No, I think those vanity shots definitely don't need to be saved. However, if there is a candid one or like a professional shoot, for some reason you'd have a professional shoot
In
at
the bathroom.
yeah. No, but like because the whole premise of you doing that bathroom shot was that you thought you looked good and you thought you looked like cut hard. Yeah. So you're like, I'm gonna document that. Other people are gonna want to see this shit. You know?
Exactly. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, what went through my mind?
That's what went through your head.
It's
You're like people are gonna want to see this.
People need to see this.
Yeah.
Because I definitely posted it. It wasn't just saved on my hard drive. It
Exactly.
was at one point it was online.
I'm sure that went into a few females' DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Hey, what do you think?
yeah. Like what you see now? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Those yeah, they don't, but like I said, if it's like a candid shot where you're like, yeah, I look good, you know, but you're at the beach with the boys or the GF, you know, and you're just like looking maybe a little extra, you're like, oh, the camera's on, and
Little squeeze.
you know, yeah.
Veins popping.
Yeah. Then I guess those are okay to keep. Those are okay to keep.
I did find a picture of you, Diego, and I at the beach. I think it was before we went to New York.
Oh, okay. So 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
You got it? You got it?
I'll
splice it in.
I think I transferred it to my phone actually, specifically because we're going on the pod.
I don't remember the three of us really going to the beach all that often, to be honest.
Dr. Wang was with us.
Oh, really? And do you remember the reason why we didn't go to the beach all that often?
Why?
Because you're...
Oh, I didn't like the beaches here.
Yeah,
I
you
still
got
don't.
so spoiled.
Yeah.
You
I
got
still
so
don't like the
spoiled, and
beaches
your
here.
ass was just like, ugh, the beaches here suck. You're like, these beaches are not like Hawaii. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, no shit. You're like,
Yeah,
there's way too many
okay.
people here.
I'm sending it.
I just wanted to see it. I'm not gonna pull it up because then I
Why
have to
not?
stop Shrek.
No. Wait, it's because it's your face, Brian.
Why
Your
not? But
face is the best part about it.
Oh,
Because you obviously saw something.
No. You know what that is?
Mm.
You don't know what that is? You can't see it in my eyes. That's that's literally me looking at Diego's hand around me like, ugh. That's what that face
Because
is.
you know he just scratched his nutsack or something.
Yeah, I'm just like, ugh.
During my hard drive in memory lane, I found those karate videos.
Yeah.
And I forgot how fucking cocky I was back then. Dude,
Oh, yeah. You're real
I
cocky.
was cocky, dude.
You're real cocky. I had a lot of anger in you, too. You had a
Yeah.
lot of
I
anger.
had a
in you.
lot of anger in me. And then
When do you think the anger subsided?
college.
I was going to say Hawaii, huh?
Yeah, college.
Yeah.
Because it was almost like I wasn't ashamed that was me, but I was like,
Hey, chill
that
out.
was me at one
Yeah,
point,
yeah,
you know?
Chill out. You know what it was? You met Black.
And I met someone that could actually kill me.
Well, not just that. Like you thought you were a hothead, and like.
Oh, and then I saw I met a real.
Then you saw it, you're like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
I met someone with PTSD, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
You're
Yeah,
like, this is something real.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Dude, when I saw black zip tied at the bottom of the pool,
You're like, I gotta chill.
yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna turn into that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. I found my roommate zip tied at the bottom of a pool.
A cautionary tale.
I remember it got to the point where the building manager had to come to was like, hey, can you not do that?
Yeah. You're frightening the tenants here.
Dude, my roommate Black, he grabbed he made a ball of, he went to the beach. So he filled up like, I think it was 5 or 6 of those giant gallon like Ziploc bags full of sand from the beach.
Sure.
And he put them all together and then duct taped them all like 8 layers, like all around. So it just created like this huge boulder.
Yeah.
And it would fit inside a backpack. And then he would run with it, dude.
Then jump
and
off.
he would jump into the pool, dude. And then he'd be away. And then he would zip tie himself underwater.
like he's fucking Houdini.
Dude. And then he would walk to the shallow end.
Yeah.
Again, so I'm like, I'm getting off the bus, coming home from school, and no, dude, I'm coming up the stairs and I see him leap, dude. I see him leap, dude, like zip tied. And I'm like, what happened?
Yeah. I'm sure the first time you saw that, absolutely shocked.
Yeah, it blew my mind.
By week 2, you're just like, oh, there he goes. He's at it again.
Yeah, but it was like he must have left food for me on the counter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus, dude.
He was a crazy roommate, dude. I love him though. I love him to death. And how I got him as a roommate is bananas too.
I don't even remember that story.
My good friend Liam and I were having a bad living situation. It was mostly because of the girl that was forced her life into our house, and I allowed it because I was such a bitch back then. But
which girl?
Jossie.
Oh, that's
let's block
right.
that out. Let's
I gotta bleep it.
Yeah, let's bleep
Fuck.
that. All right, so
Josie in the Pussycats.
Great heavies though.
Yeah, I remember.
All right, so
you brought her here, and I was like, "Would you look at the fun bags on this one?"
All right. Point is, I had to look for a new roommate, and I was struggling to find one.
Yeah,
and I
you found this guy.
No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. So I was drinking a lot back then.
Sure,
a lot, and in between,
college.
In college, and we had a bar on campus.
I remember that bar.
And I took you to the new bar on campus.
Irregardless.
But the old one was the one that he worked at.
Irregardlessly.
Doesn't matter. So he saw me daily, and he became.
Oh, I do remember that.
And he became like my bartender, basically.
Yeah.
And we just became really, really close. Like we would play pool together and shit. We'd play darts, even though he was working. Like it didn't matter. Like, and then I became friends with the whole staff. And then
like, shouldn't you be behind the bar? Like, bro, I'm gonna jump off the balcony soon.
Yeah. So, and I just remember, like, he was like, "Man, like, I need to find a new place to live." Never asked him why.
Probably because his other roommate's like, "Can you stop jumping off the balcony?"
Never asked him why. But I was like, I have a really tight relationship from knowing him from the bar. You know?
Yeah. Different dynamic.
What's the worst that can happen? Turned out to be the best fucking roommate ever. Love him to death, even though he owes me money.
Yeah.
And he's been avoiding me for like months, but I still love the motherfucker. He'll send me weird texts every now and then. But yeah, jumps off the balconies.
Duct tapes, fucking handguns behind the toilet or something.
Yeah, behind the TV. I remember
open the microwave before you use it.
Yeah, so I remember when I first saw, like, my dad had bought me like this really dingy like TV antenna.
Mm-hmm. The rabbit ears?
No, it didn't have rabbit ears.
It was just one single
until Black gave it rabbit ears.
Oh God.
He went through like an entire roll of aluminum foil, dude. Making ears. He was like, "We're gonna get better channels this way, dude."
Yeah, it just isn't Iraq. This isn't that sands.
First of all, it was like a pretty like modern TV antenna where it was like plastic or something.
Yeah.
You know, it was like round. It wasn't round. It was like a block. It looked almost like if Apple had made it.
Sure.
Yeah. And then this motherfucker's putting aluminum foil on it. And that's when I was like, this is going to be a different lifestyle. This is just,
I made the right decision.
Yeah, exactly. And then I remember watching TV, and then he would get up and check the blinds every 45 minutes.
You're like, I'd get up, take a piss, and they'd be in the living room just.
Yeah, dude. And it got to the point where I don't know how, I think it's when it was the transitioning phase of me losing my cockiness. Because I remember I said to him, we're not in fucking Baghdad, bro.
Yeah. And that
Like,
triggered him.
chill the fuck out. Yeah. And then he like got in my face. He was like, you've never been there.
You're like, I know, but I know this ain't it.
And I was just like, you're right. I've never been there.
Like, look around. Does this look like Baghdad?
Yeah. And I was like, all right, you know what? Like, he's probably seen some shit. Who the fuck am I?
Yo, Black. The beach is right there, man.
Yeah, we in Hawaii, baby. That's something I would always say. We in Hawaii, baby. We made it. We live in large.
Yeah,
in this
they are
dingy apartment.
It ain't the 40s, man. We already got bombed here. We good.
Dude, I remember one time we were walking home from like getting groceries, and remember those like those sunglasses I had that looked like baseball players' sunglasses?
Oh yeah,
those were Black's favorite.
Oh, sure,
dude.
I've seen him wear it.
Yeah. So I remember. So we were walking back with the groceries, and some kid, like a little, like teenager, was like running up behind us, and he just whipped his head and turned back around him, gave him that 1,000-yard stare.
Oh no.
And the teenager just backpedaled and turned around, dude. Like, he's like, fuck whatever I was going to, dude. Yeah. Like, I'm going to another way. Dude, like, and then I just remember saying, like, I could never do that, dude. Look at how I look. No matter what I've lived through, I don't think I could ever just.
Because you know why? You never been to Baghdad, bro.
You've never been to Baghdad.
Never been to Baghdad. That's the name of this episode. Never been to Baghdad.
Hey, like just like at the liquor store earlier. Hey, school don't teach you that shit, dude.
Yeah, they don't teach you that. They don't teach you about Baghdad much either.
Or that hoes ain't loyal.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on here. Let's move on here. Let's get modern with it. Let's get modern. We've taken a trip down memory lane. Let's get modern with it.
I'm gonna take a piss.
Let's not get modern with it. I gotta tell you. When I was 30, I was still looking like I could still pass for maybe mid to late 20s. Not anymore, man.
Yeah.
Not anymore. It caught up.
And
it caught up fast. I don't know exactly when, but it was almost like I woke up one day and all of a sudden I was like, whoa. Like, you're starting to look
your age.
And not only that, I'm getting called sir left and right. By people even older than me. That's like, well, fuck you, dude. Like, what are you talking about, sir? Dude, there's this, bro. Like, granted, this is definitely like a respect thing on the mat, but there's this elderly guy, and I mean,
you should be still saying, call me kid.
Yeah, he looks like Bill Burr, a little bit older, even. Yeah. He literally even looks a little older than Bill Burr, and since he's a white belt, he still addresses me as sir. And I'm just that's why I said it's a mat respect thing for sure. But at the same time, I'm like, I was like, I don't like that.
Yeah. Not out of you, bro.
Yeah, and then knowing if I say that, you know what he's gonna say. He's gonna, I'm sorry, sir. You know, I'm gonna be even more upset. But yeah, man, I've been getting called sir left and right. Like if I go to the grocery store,
brown belt life, dude.
Yeah, but I'm not at the grocery store. I'm not rocking the brown belt.
Yeah, why not?
You should be carrying that everywhere.
By the way, I think Scramble, that brand has like belts.
Yeah. I don't like this.
That are like
this where you're going.
Ranked.
Yeah, I don't like it. I already hate it.
Like it's like a leather belt, but ranked. Yeah.
No. It's got the red bar. It's like, no, dude. They want people to hate BJJ. Like they're looking for
the new karate, bro.
Dude, they're just looking for ways for people to hate on it. It's so annoying.
Circle back. Chicago. So you went sightseeing?
Bro.
Did you visit your own crib? Did you visit family?
So check this out. My old crib is gone.
It's a park now?
No, like
it's a parking lot?
They just built a new house there.
Ah, okay.
So like
the block's still there.
Yeah, the block is still there. So like if I wanted to go though, because it happened a long time ago. Because last time I was there was about 5.5 years ago. And me and my parents actually did go to the old hood, and we were like, well, that's not our house. We're like, it's supposed to be right here, but that's a whole different, this looks nicer, you know? Yeah, like they totally like just knocked it down, fucking rebuilt a new house there. So nothing
I
there.
remember watching. I think I've only seen this in movies.
Yeah.
Where like people that used to live there will go there and like knock on the door, like, "Hey, we used to live here. Can we check it out?" Like,
so
is that a thing?
That is a thing. Let me tell you something, because my aunt actually had a house and in a nicer neighborhood, and she was telling me some stories, but basically she got that house, I think, for $175 back in the late 70s or early 80s. I think late 70s. That house, I think, recently like just sold for like $4 million.
Inflation, bro.
like something ridiculous, like for like $4 million. And so she goes back to Chicago
Often?
not super often, but I think she was there last year. She'll go at least like once every few years or so, but she was there last year and she visited, and I think the family like noticed they were looking, so they came outside, and so my aunt just kind of was like, this actually used to be my house. I just wanted to like see it and show my granddaughter and all that. And they were cool about it, but it was just like, just
I don't know. I felt like nowadays people would be like, "Fuck no!" Like,
get out of here.
yeah, like you can see it on Redfin, bitch, or something, you know, like.
But I mean, like they didn't go inside. Like you're on public property, you're on the street, so it's like they can't literally do anything, you know. But yeah, it's just it was. It's not that it was like super nostalgic, because it was nostalgic, I think, more so when I went, because I used to go back kind of often, but 5.5 years ago when I went, I think might have been a little bit more nostalgic. But this time was definitely more, I did shit that I've never done before, because every time I went back was with family.
So you like went out and shit.
So I went out and it was a lot cooler. And I remember, I think I mentioned this to you, and I mentioned it to Diego as well, where I was just like, dude, it's so fucking dope. Like that city is so fucking dope. Oh, you know what? I mentioned it to Tony and Oscar.
Did you meet up with them?
Yeah, I ended up meeting up with them. Oh, dude, I have fucking stories. Holy shit. I didn't even tell you what happened.
No.
I didn't tell you what happened on my travel day back, did I?
No.
Oh my God.
You just told me that like your flight got delayed and then nothing.
Oh, dude. Holy shit. Okay. So let me like fast forward through the Chicago trip. It was great. It was a fucking blast. Absolutely loved it. Loved where I was staying. Loved who I was with. It was a lot of fun. And I can't emphasize this enough. You gotta go, or we gotta go. Like,
I've been asking.
It's better than New York. Like
I've been asking.
Yeah, it literally like reaffirmed like this is way better than New York, because
you went into New York,
and I just went to New York
yeah.
Recently too. So I was like, this is so much better than fucking New York, dude.
You went with her again?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to cut that. I'm gonna have to cut that, you dick. I know you hate it.
No, it's not that I hate it. It's just like I've been asking.
I know. Well,
begging.
let me tell you also why I went to New York, because I don't think I talked about New York on the pod. But let me tell you also why I went to New York. So she came out here for my birthday, and it had to be cut short because her work fucking bombarded her with this bullshit. Like she had to attend this workshop. So she had to cut short because she was like, if I don't cut this trip short, I literally have to fly to Chicago, like go to my place, pack a bag, and then immediately go back to the airport to go to New York, because New York was like 20 degrees, you know? So she's like, these San Diego clothes ain't gonna cut it if I fly straight. So she's like, what are you doing this weekend? I was like, I'm actually off. She's like, would you be down? And I was like, yeah. So her company gave her $150 per diem per day. Obviously, that's what per diem is, for food. And like, and like Uber was a completely different expense. So then they paid for the hotel as well. So essentially, I just like used miles. And then when we got there, I was like, cool. Like, pretty much like why wouldn't you go?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know.
So then, so anyway, So then Chicago was kind of like a last minute thing. I was like, once again, I don't have any plans. I don't have a gig. I had a gig earlier that week, but I was like, I don't have a gig this weekend. Fuck it, I'll go just for the weekend, right? But flights out of San Diego, and I've continued to look as well. Flights out of San Diego to Chicago right now are like $500 to $600.
Everything's cheap out of LAX, isn't it?
Yes, but it was stupid because like the flight out of San Diego to Chicago last week when I went or whatever was like $680.
What about John Wayne Airport?
Yeah. So wait, I was like, that's fucking dumb. And then when I looked at LAX, I was like, it is like $100 something. Yeah. And so I was like, well, I'll just fucking leave my car at my grandmother's house and just fucking fly out of LAX.
You have that luxury.
Yeah. I was like, this is super easy. And so I spent literally like $100. I used like some of my points and I spent like $100 on that ticket. Damn. So I fly out of LAX, super smooth. I get there, get to the Uber picks me, and I'm like, it's fine, right? Now let me tell you, on the way back, holy shit. I wasn't even really that upset, to be honest. It was like almost an episode. Like when I was telling Diego, he's like, dude, you're Larry David. This is an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like it was to the point where I was like, this is just kind of funny. Like, holy shit. So my flight is leaving like at 8 something in the morning. We checked times like, hey, what time should I leave the night before? Like, what time should I leave to get there at a reasonable time, right? And everything looked fine. And so set the alarm, get up like at 6. And I was like, all right. We checked the time, like to call an Uber, we see what the the time. And it was going to be like 28 minutes to get to the airport. Like, chill. That's super chill, right? So we kind of like lay in bed for a little bit. And then we're like, all right, it's like 6:30. I got to go, right? So we check. Still going to be there by like 7:15, which is like still an hour plus before the flight takes off. I was like, cool. So we call the Uber. And I noticed before that there's still snow flurries going on outside. And I was like, so then we get downstairs and there's like snow on the ground and shit. I'm like, fuck, it snowed all night. It said it was going to stop snowing like at midnight. So it snowed all night. We get in the Uber. We get on the expressway. It's not a freeway over there. It's the expressway. Get on the expressway and...
Yeah. Other states call it the interstate.
Yeah, sometimes interstate. But so we get on I get on the expressway and it's Monday morning, rush hour, bumper to bumper traffic and snowing. And I'm like,
welcome to Chicago.
I'm like, fuck.
You wanted to visit home?
And so then like I'm looking, I'm like, I think I could still make it. And then it's getting closer and closer. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Like, I just don't think. So I kind of already was like in my head, I was like, I'm just gonna miss this flight. Mm-hmm. Like, no reason to stress. Like, I'm still gonna try, but I think I'm gonna miss the flight. So I get to the airport and there's like 30 minutes before it takes off. I bolt to the initial security checkpoint. I got in the wrong security line. But I didn't get in, like, I wasn't there right away. I got in, like, the woman was just like, no, you can't stay in this. So she's like, you need to go to security 7 or 9. She's like, this is 8 or whatever. And she was like, you're right in the middle, so pick your poison. So I was like, fuck. So I sprint over to 7. I go through, and the line's not very long. And I get to the TSA agent, and I was like, showing my ticket, my ID. I was like, hey, dude, my flight leaves in like 20 minutes. Can I skip this line? And he's like, you'll be fine. And I'm like, dude, I don't think, and he's like waving me. He's like, next. And I'm like, dude, like, can't, he's like, you'll be fine. I'm like, fuck. So I'm standing in line and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And then I asked this family in front of me because they have like 3 little kids. Mm. And I was like, they're going to take forever. So I was like, hey, can I go in front of you? My flight leaves and I show them my ticket. They're like, go, go, go. So I go, I breeze through it. I'm bolting, fucking running with the roller bag, got my backpack, and I'm sprinting through O'Hare Airport, make it like I'm a fucking running back. I get to my gate, doors closing. And then it's like boarding ended or whatever. I was like, oh yeah. And she's like, nah. I was like, dude, you just closed the door. The plane's right there. She's like, sorry, we can't open it.
I'll open it.
and then
watch me, bitch.
Yeah, and then she's like, we'll get, like, all calm. She's like, not even looking at me. we'll get you on the next one. And I was like, when's that? She's like, you got to go to the service center. I was like, she's like, I'm busy right now.
But they deal with that shit on the
I know,
way,
I know. And especially at such a busy airport too. So I was just like, all right. So like I said, in my head, I already prepped. I was going to miss it. But the fact that I was that close, I was like, fuck.
So salty.
Yeah.
So salty.
So I go to the service center. Super nice. She was just like, why'd you miss it? I was like, it was crazy traffic. I had no idea it was going to be that bad. She was like, yeah, I get it. We'll get you on the next one free of charge. It leaves. Yeah. She's like, it boards in like an hour and a half. I was like, okay, that's not too bad. That's not bad. And in my head, I was like, all right, the silver lining is, well, I hauled ass and rushed over here. I didn't have anything to eat. Yeah, I didn't, you know, I was like, I didn't take a morning shit or anything. So I was like, okay, I could take my time, ease into the day. So I start walking back. So it's at a different gate. And I start walking. I have to pass the original gate where my initial flight was. And as I'm walking by, I look over, plane's still there. And it says delayed. And I'm like, so like, you're the agent still on the computer. And I'm just
not looking at you.
Then I'm just like, then that look at me. I'm just like looking at the plane. And I look back at you. And she's just like,
I haven't stopped typing.
Yeah. And I'm like, it says delayed. Like, you're right there. It's still connected. I was like, it's right there. Like, get me on the fucking plane, right? Can't do that. So I was like, this is some fucking bullshit, dude. So I was like, whatever. I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna get like a.
See, this is where every rom-com from the early 90s or late 90s, early 2000s has taught me is that you need a really heartwarming, profound speech to tell the agent. Be like,
it was too early in the morning, dude.
No,
I
but
slept like 4 hours.
Something like, you understand, ma'am.
Yeah.
I am about to the love of my life.
Right.
You know, or like, you know, like my father, like something, you know, they always have like a story that like, and then someone in the background's like,
yeah, let him on the plane. And they're like, we're letting you on the plane. So anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get a fucking tea to really usher out this morning Duke, and I'm gonna get a fucking bagel with some cream cheese because I was like,
might as well.
The bagels out there are phenomenal.
Yeah,
bagels pretty much in any of those major cities are gonna be delicious. San Diego bagels. Yeah.
Einstein bagels.
Yeah. So I get a bagel with, and it's just lathered in cream cheese.
Do you like that?
I love that.
I'm.
You don't. I know you don't.
I'm like a thin layer.
But see, I'm a cheese guy.
Not a cream guy.
Yeah, I'm a cheese guy. So loved it. And then afterwards, you know, so I'm waiting. I was like, okay, let me head to my gate. Get to my gate. I'm chilling. I have to board, and my seat is 20C. They even asked me, they're like, what do you want? They had like any option available.
First class?
No. But like,
you fucked up.
Yeah.
I could have gone in, but no, you decided not to.
So I get an aisle seat because I like the aisle.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
It's the best. That's the best option.
A lot of people don't, apparently.
No, that's the best one.
I know, but a lot of people don't. I don't know. Anyway, I like the aisle. So I choose an aisle seat. It's 20C. I walk, I see 20C. And there's a woman in my seat. And the whole row's taken up. And I was like, you're in my seat.
Yeah.
And I didn't show the ticket yet, but I was like, you're in my seat. And
that's the first thing I do.
Yeah. And then she's just like, so it's her and her husband. Now, they're probably in their 50s, late 50s, maybe, you know, perhaps older. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Definitely Mexican. We're heading to LA, and I could tell by their Spanish. And
you're leaving Chicago.
Yeah, there's a lot of Mexicans there too. So they're conversing, and then they're like, no, the husband is like speaking. He's like, no, I booked like A and B, and I was like, cool. Well, this is C. Yeah. A is the window. You're in B. So if you booked A and B, and then there's like this bigger white guy at the window seat, and he's just like, bro, I had problems with them too. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah. He's like, I have no idea what's going on. And I was like, all right. And so then he's like, we'll show you our tickets. I was like, cool, I'll show you mine. And I'm like, bam, 20C. And so then he pulls out his ticket. Dude, he was reading A as in E. And I was like, this is E and B. And then I was like, E's over there.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, well, can you sit over there?
I was about to say,
Yeah.
he already knew he was sitting over there.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
I'm just going to chance it.
Yeah.
He was like,
ESL. Yeah. And so then when he said that, I was like, no. and so I'm like telling Diego this story, dude. He's like, dude, you're not looking good. You're splitting up like an elderly married couple. But I told him, I was like, I've been too inconvenienced at this point already that I was like, I'm not going to sit in a fucking middle seat for a 4.5 hour flight, especially next to some fat fuck on the other side. I was like, no, give me the seat that I want, which is the aisle seat that I had on the other flight. That, by the way, before I left, I checked again, 45 minutes delayed. They were still chilling there.
this is where you and I are different.
You would have moved? You would have taken the...
No, because as you know, I also had travel issues.
Right.
So not just on the return, both the
yeah,
way
yeah,
there
yeah.
and the way
that's,
back.
That's what happens when you buy a $12 flight.
I bought it with points.
Irregardless.
You buy yours with points.
Yeah, I know.
So, wait, all right. Well, point is, Wednesday morning.
Wait, I'm not done with my story.
Oh, shit.
I'm not done with my story. You think I'm done?
No, I thought you were done.
I'm not done with my
That's
story.
not the worst that could happen?
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah, no. We're just getting started.
Oh, my God.
We're just
All right.
getting started.
I think we'll do my story next episode.
Yeah, dude, we're just getting started. So check this out. So I think, I moved them, right? I'm like, cool. I'm not going to be inconvenienced. I fucking...
My question, did you throw in the Segura line? He was like, we need to sit next to each other.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah,
don't need
yeah.
to sit next to each other.
They're sitting at the front of the
They're sitting in the front of the
No,
plane.
no. But
That's what I was waiting for. I was like, please tell me
But
you
I
said that.
almost threw in another Segura line, which I'm going to get to shortly. So the wife ends up moving. Guy stays in the middle. She ends up going to the middle across the aisle. I get in my seat. I'm like, cool. I slept like maybe 4 hours because we were up late just in general. And I was like, I'm going to fucking try to take a nap on this flight. Right? So we finally and then the flight gets delayed 25 more minutes, 30 minutes because they have to de-ice it, right? So then
you can't get mad at that.
No, I'm not.
That's nature.
I was like, fine, whatever, you know?
It is what it is.
I'm in my seat. I'm going to chill, fucking put on some AirPods and I'm fucking chilling. We're up in the air for 45, maybe an hour. Maybe. I think it's more 45 minutes. All of a sudden, a few rows back, there's this woman. She gets up. She starts walking towards our section. And she starts calling, oye, me siento muy mal. And I look back. I'm like, who the fuck is she talking? She's talking to the woman that I had moved. And so then the woman gets up and she's asking the husband for the bag. Hey, where did you put the bag? And so I'm like, they're speaking Spanish, and I'm just kind of like looking at them. Like part of me is like, where'd you put the bag, bro? You know what I mean? Like,
we can solve this issue right now. Yeah.
And then he's just like, I don't know, like it's up there or whatever. And like, obviously I'm in his way. So I'm like, fuck, I'll get it, you know? So I get the bag, and then she's like, ¿Hablas español? And I was like, yeah, get the fuck out of my way, all right? Let me get you this bag. And she's like, oh my God, thank you, right? So I get this bag, her and a bag, and then the other woman go in the back of the plane. I sit back down. I'm like, all right, maybe she just needs some meds. I don't know what the fuck's going on. 5 minutes later.
You need a rosary.
Dude, 5 minutes later. Is there a doctor or a nurse on the flight?
Get the fuck out of here.
If there is no doctor or nurse, we are going to have to make an emergency landing. And that's when I was like, I'm a doctor.
Give me a pillow.
I was straight up like, this cannot be fucking happening, dude. And so I was like, no fucking way. And so luckily there is a nurse. Mm-hmm. There is a nurse on the flight. And then now there's like a whole commotion in the flight. Flight attendants go to the row in front of us and they start asking people to see if they can move to another seat because they have a sick passenger. They need her to lie down. So here comes this fucking woman with like an oxygen mask and a tank and the nurse helping her. Now the nurse is asking the people. So apparently this woman is the sister of the wife that I moved.
The nurse?
No, the sick woman. It's the sister of the wife that I moved. So now the nurse is like asking them, "Hey, do you have a watch or something to keep time?"
In the middle?
No, I'm in the aisle. I'm in the aisle, and she's asking the husband and the wife or whatever.
As in, like, you're in the middle of them.
Yeah. And the nurse doesn't speak Spanish or anything. And they're like, and so then now I'm like,
I'm involved.
Yeah. So I'm asking, do you have a fucking watch or something? She's like, I just need something to keep time. And I was like, all right, I got you. What do you need? So now I'm involved. I'm facilitating, translating, and I'm like, all right, how much time? Like 30 seconds. And she's like taking her vitals and everything. I was like, all right. She's like, okay, let me know. Set an alarm for this time. I need to check this. I need to check her blood sugar again. I'm like, I'm working on this flight. Like,
which could have been avoided if you would have swapped seats with them.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It was a Curb episode, dude. It was like a total like fucking ridiculous episode. And so then I'm involved. Next thing you know, she fucking stabilizes. Everything's fine. The nurse now is like sitting across from her. Fucking broad's now taking a nap. And everything's cool. Everything's chill. Now there's only like an hour and 20 minutes left in the flight. That was like the whole fucking flight was all this commotion. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention before I got on the flight, they said the storage bins were full, so they had to check my bag. So I was like, great. Perfect. So now I have
dildos and everything.
Yeah, so now I have to go to baggage claim instead of just like getting right off, And so we land at LAX. I head over to baggage claim. Luckily, I get my baggage in time. But the fact that I landed so late, I was supposed to originally land at LA at like 10:45. Great. Cousin could have picked me up, could have been smooth. I could have just gotten my car, come back, would have been able to teach, smooth sailing. No, well, we landed, and by the time I got my baggage, it was like already after 2. Yeah. So because of that, mad traffic, right? So my cousin's like, I'm not picking you up. Mm-hmm. I was like, I understand. This is kind of on par with the rest of the day anyway,
Take the train, take the bus.
I'll take the bus to Union Station, and you can pick me up from there.
That's what we did.
Yeah, exactly. So, excuse me. She's like, all right, cool. Let me know when you're at Union Station. I get to Union Station, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta piss so bad. I go into Union Station. I see the restroom. I go into the restroom, and for some reason, at a busy train station, they only have 4 stalls and 1 urinal. There's a fucking line. I'm like, fuck, whatever. But then I noticed,
sink, bro.
I know, but then I noticed like one of the stalls door is like ajar, and I look on, nobody's in there. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's one of those. It got destroyed, I peek in, it's flawless. I was like, why is no one peeing in here?
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm cutting this line. Yeah. I pee. So I start peeing. As I start peeing and as I'm finishing up my piss, I hear, fuck, I gotta take a shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I hear commotion. I'm like, the shit. He's like, fuck, all the stalls are taken up. I'm gonna shit in the urinal. Pushes the guy out of the way that was pissing in the urinal. This dude drops trout and fucking destroys the urinal, full on diarrhea. As I'm walking out because I finished peeing, I look over, dude's dick hanging out, and he's blasting fucking mud in the urinal, and I'm like, oh my god, dude! I was like, I don't even want to wash my hands, dude. This guy finishes right away because it was just diarrhea.
Yeah.
Pulls up his pants.
What? What?
Pulls up his pants. He's like, I'm so sorry, guys. Let me just wash my hands and I'll get out of here.
No, dude, that was a TikTok.
Dude, no. This dude's older too. This dude's like an older Mexican. It wasn't
his first time.
No. I'm just like,
He's probably shining that same urinal multiple times.
Dude, I was like, I fucking hate LA, man. This is so disgusting, dude. This is so annoying.
Yeah, I do hate LA.
Dude, I hate it so much. So then I get back up to where the bus dropped me off, and I'm calling my cousin. I was like, hey, so where are you? She's like, I'm in the parking lot. I was like,
can you give me a blanket and coffee, please?
Yeah,
I need emotional support.
And I was like, where's that? Where's the parking lot? I don't remember. Last time you picked us up from like the bus area. Yeah. And she was like, just go into Union Station. I was like, I don't want to go in there anymore. She's like, go into Union Station and then just go in and you'll see what's going on.
No, take a picture.
You'll see like the parking lot sign. I don't see a fucking sign. So I start walking all the way to the other side of Union Station where I do see a parking lot sign or like drop-offs and pickups. And so I was like, okay, drop off and pick up. This makes sense. So I get out there and I see like taxi drop off and like pickup zone. And I was like, hey, I'm here. And I'm on, she's like, no, you weren't supposed to go all the way into Union Station. I'm like, dude, I don't fucking know. So wait, so check this out.
Drop a pin, like, pick me up.
So at this point, she's talking to me, trying to get me back to where she is. And I'm looking around. And so I'm looking, talking. Then I have the security guard approaching me and she's talking to me. Then I have another security guard approaching me and he's talking to me. So I got 3 fucking voices going on and I'm looking around and I was like, hold on. I was like, Angie, hold on. I have the security guard talking to me. And so I'm like, what's going on? And she was like,
we're looking for the guy that shit.
And she was like, you're dragging your jacket. And I'm looking, I'm like, no, I'm not. She was like, when you walk, you drag. I was like, okay. She's like, well, fuck you then. I'm just trying to help you out. And I was like,
wait, 3 security guards?
2 security. I had 3 voices to my cousin, right? And then the other security was like, yeah, you were dragging. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. Whatever. But she was like, already like, fuck you. I ain't gonna help you. Then I was like, dude, what? Fuck LA, right?
Yeah.
So then my cousin's like, stay there. I'm gonna go pick you up. I was like, all right. So I stay put. Then the security guard comes back over. She's like, you can't stand here. You gotta go over there. I was like, all right. I like pick up my jacket as I'm looking at her. I'm like, I walk away. I roll away, right? So then my cousin picks me up. And as soon as I get in the car, she's like, oh, so by the way, I don't know if your mom told you, but your uncle died. And I was like,
my trip went great. Like, thanks for asking.
Yeah. And I was like,
Brian, pass the chips. This story's gotten me too deep.
wait, hold on.
Oh shit, we finished Shrek. I totally.
I know. So hold on.
Pass the chips, brother. Your story's got me really invested right now.
The story's almost over.
Story's
almost over.
Blaze, yeah.
Because when she told me that, I was like, actually, my mom did tell me.
He was ill.
Yeah. Well, no, like I was like, she did tell me while I was on my trip, and she was like, well, yeah, I just want to give you a heads up, like your grandmother's having people over right now, so when you get there, like, I'm all, fuck, dude. Now I'm gonna have to socialize when I get there.
Already pissed off.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to go. I just want to get in my car and leave. She was like, well, like, good luck with that. So we get there. I walk in. I got like 2 aunts, an uncle. Like, I'm like, fuck, dude, and my grandmother, right? So I get in there, and also one of the aunts that happens to be there. She's the one with that used to live in Chicago with the house, blah blah blah. So she loves Chicago. So as soon as I get in there, she's like, tell me all about Chicago. How was it? And I was
Not
like,
right now, Auntie.
My God. And so
I'll text you about it later.
Yeah. But then so I told them about the day and the situation. So everybody's fucking laughing. I'm like, yeah, but I really got to get going. And then my grandmother's like, you heard what happened? I was like, I heard what happened.
But I'm laughing about it too because it could have all been avoided.
It could have all been avoided. If she just opened the goddamn door on the gate, that's what it could have been avoided. So then I finally get in my car. I'm making my way. It is now after 4:00 and I'm leaving LA after 4:00.
Which is hell.
So much fucking traffic, obviously, right? So I was like, dude, I'm not going to get home until like after 7 for sure. So I'm finally in my car and I'm driving and everything's fine, and I make it to around like Leucadia, Encinitas area. And all of a sudden, only my lane. Like I gotta fucking floor it. My like sensors like my car's like just stopped. There was an accident right in front of me. Like the car, like right in front of me, and I'm just like, dude. All these signs are telling me I should have just stayed in fucking Chicago. Like, what the fuck is going on here, dude? Like, it was unreal. Unfucking real. I get home, and this is my doing as well. I get home, I was like, all right. No, I stopped at Chick-fil-A to get some food and brought it back. I was like, I'm going to fucking murk this sandwich, and then I'll eat the Cobb salad that I got after when I get out of the shower. I fucking destroy the sandwich. I go into the bathroom, take off my clothes, and I realize, fuck, I forgot I don't have any soap. I was like, and I said to myself, I was like, oh, when I get back at a reasonable time early, like that I was going to go get soap. So I didn't buy some beforehand. So I'm like, fuck. So I got to put
soap.
Yeah. So I got to, no, dude. So I fucking put on all my fucking dirty ass travel clothes. I went back over to Vons, got some fucking soap, showered up, and then murked that salad. Next, like 10 minutes later, Diego's like, hey, I'm outside. Let's go to Oscar's so we can meet up with Tony. I was like, all right.
So you met up with Tony.
So I met up with Tony. fucking told them, all the story and everything. But like, that was my travel day.
Well, mine wasn't as crazy.
It was so eventful, dude.
But mine was pretty nuts.
Hold on. Don't say it yet, because I do need to break the seal.
Okay. Wednesday of last week for my mom's birthday, which was on the following. All right. So last week I went to Portland, Oregon to a small little family housewarming party for my sister and my mom's birthday, and it was also my sister's.
They bought a house or a condo or what?
House. It's really nice.
Really?
Well, nice in like their first house. Nice, like it's.
They making good money, or they had some family help?
No, we gave them help. But because shit's so cheap over there compared to here, that's why.
Right.
That's why it's like holy fuck.
Hey, I looked at fucking Oregon years ago.
Well, point is, so I fly out. My flight was supposed to leave at 9:45 a.m.
Yeah.
So I get to the airport at 8:15 the latest, as I passed TSA and everything, which was a breeze because there was nobody there.
San Diego, dude. Honestly,
and on a Wednesday, dude.
You could get there like 20 minutes before your flight.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So I'm like, and I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good morning. I'm feeling myself. And I get a text message and it says, flight's been delayed. So I'm like, it is what it is.
Right.
So it's been delayed. It was delayed to depart at 11:15.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, like I'm already here. I'm just going to stay.
Yeah.
So not 45 minutes afterwards, I get another text. Flight's been delayed again. I'm like, all right, what the fuck? And this time it didn't have like a gate. It just said delayed, not canceled, delayed. So I'm like, all right, this is weird.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, I'm not necessarily panicking because I don't know if there was no date or no gate or no time. It just said delayed. I'm like, where am I supposed to go?
Right.
So I go up to the counter of my original flight and say, hey, what's going on? They're like, oh yeah, your gate got moved. So I had to go out of like the terminal that I was in and then go back through TSA again.
Yeah.
To find out that my flight wasn't going to take off at 5 p.m. until 5 p.m. It was like 10 a.m. at that point.
Dude.
So I was like, do I leave San Diego Airport and come back? Or am I just going to...
Granted, you live a lot further than me. I would have, but yeah. So you didn't check any bags, right?
No.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
I would have gone home. So yeah, because if it's 10, even for you, like I would have gone home. I would have grabbed an Uber or something, just gone home.
So I wanted to get an Uber, but there was crazy surcharges.
Really?
Gas prices, bro.
Dude, that's what I've been noticing, dude. It's fucking stupid.
So I'm like, all right, I'm spending the entire day at the airport.
Yeah.
I got edibles. I got I'm gonna be fine. Be fine. So I'm drinking. Because what else do you do at the airport? You know? Because like even like the souvenir shops are closed. I can't even like just like nosy around. Like everything's like.
Why are they closed at that hour?
Well, the ones that I wanted to go to.
Were, I was like, they should be open.
Like the Sharper Image one or something.
Oh, okay.
So, go to the bar and I'm reading my comic book or like my graphic novel. Sorry, my graphic novel.
It's a comic book.
Pounding pints, and I'm making small talk with like other people that flights got delayed.
Who, from what I hear, is now a fan.
Yes. Which, by the way, so I recently got a haircut.
I noticed. You look younger. You look like a little boy now.
I don't like it because.
What's wrong with it?
It's too short. I kind of liked rocking the curls for a little bit.
You went to the same Barbera?
No.
That's why.
Yeah.
Why'd you go different?
Out of convenience.
Ah.
Yeah. So.
Well, this is what happens.
Yeah. Exactly. So when I was flying to Portland, I had like a full head of like curls and everything, and I looked wild and I looked crazy, savage.
Sure.
And I'm talking to this little Chinese girl, and she asked me what ethnicity I am, and I tell her I'm actually one of y'all. Like,
yeah. Believe it or not, don't focus on this.
Yeah. And then she was like, okay, like, yeah, you passed the test.
You Taiwanese.
She was like, yeah, you can pass the test, whatever. But it's like, if you just openly said, I'm Chinese, people will never believe you with that head of hair. That's what she said to me.
Right.
She's like, if you rock that head of hair, no one will ever believe you're Chinese.
Yeah.
And I go, but I'm not full Chinese.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah. And so she became a fan of the pod and blah, blah, blah. So I finally make it to Oakland and it's my layover.
Yeah.
And in Oakland Airport, they have the American Express lounge.
Yeah.
And I don't remember. So
big time
over here. So I've had a stressful day of flying.
Sure.
I just want. Oh, wait a minute! How did I skip this? So my flight to Oakland.
Didn't you have to stop in Phoenix?
No,
Oh.
I flew from San Diego to Oakland to Portland.
Gotcha.
Is full of a college.
Cheerleaders.
No,
Volleyball.
acro and tumbling. Gymnasts, yes. And look at how I look. They think I'm a fellow college student, you know, like
nice.
That's following the circuit or something.
Yeah.
So
I'm a journalism major. Let me interview you guys.
So I'm flying, sitting in like the whole plane is them.
Full.
Yeah. So I'm sitting next to like around all of them, and they're asking me like,
sounds awful.
They're asking me like, what college did you go to, or like, are you going to? I was like, oh, Hawaii Pacific University. And they're like, oh yeah, like we beat them at the acro and tumbling last weekend. I'm like, that's fucking cool.
Bitchin',
yeah. And they're like, what are you studying? And I was like, yeah. And I said, I graduated in 2015.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you didn't.
Creeper.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, that's creepy. And then like the mother hand of them, they're like, no, you didn't. Basically, like almost asked me for my ID and shit.
Yeah.
And that's again like
next thing you know, they're fucking
yeah.
Whoever made this is really good.
Yeah, so bringing it back. Yeah. So I'm in Oakland, and I get to the Amex lounge. I show my credentials, and they're like, "Sorry, sir.
We don't serve college students here."
No. He didn't say we're at capacity.
Yeah,
but he said like,
because of your hair, I don't think you're a Chinese businessman.
No, he said like, this card isn't accepted at this lounge. I'd have to charge you for a day pass. So I said, charge me. I don't give a fuck. Like I'll test it later. You know, like I'll tell him to refund it. Like I don't give a fuck. And because I said it doesn't matter, just charge it. The guy was like, he was like, sir, like we don't have to do this in front of people. Like if I was making a scene or something. And
you're like, then don't charge me. We don't have to do this in front of people.
And then I don't know what the fuck was going on that like the guy eventually said like, you know what, you look like good people. We're gonna let you pass this one time. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, is it my demeanor? What's going on?
Now you make a scene. Now you're like, no, now I want you to charge me. Fucking charge me.
No, you know what? Yeah. But like, to be honest, when he said that, I did get offended.
Yeah, of course.
Because I was
such a backhanded fucking compliment.
Yeah, dude.
I go, fuck yourself. You know what? Charge me double.
And then he's high-fiving people backstage like, I just beat this motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
But I didn't think about it like that. But yeah, so I'm like, hey, thanks, man. So he's like tending me and everything. I get to my flight, finally get to Portland like at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So I spent like 12 hours in airports and flying. Yeah. Finally get to Portland, staying at my sister's crib. My parents are taking up the guest room, so I got to sleep on her couch. Brian, sleeping on a couch when you're 30 isn't as fun as it sounds.
I've done it.
Sleeping on a recently moved out college graduate.
You're gonna wake up with back pain.
I had back pain the entire trip.
yeah, you're gonna wake up with back pain for sure.
The entire trip, it brought me back to New York because I slept on a fucking couch.
Because Diego locked you out.
Yeah, fucking that asshole. Yeah,
had a full bed because he just wanted to let it breathe. You know, he just wanted to let it breathe.
You could have done it on the couch, dude.
Nah, dude. He was gonna get made fun of.
All right. Well, point is, all right. Had a great trip. Let me talk. I don't want to talk about too much about Portland because it was a wholesome family trip. Not a lot happened.
That's fine. We're talking. Well, I didn't talk too much about Chicago. I wanted to just hear about the travel.
But there is something that I do need to point out about on the pod. I don't know if it's something that I've pointed on the pod. No, it hasn't. So before, when I was single
Sure.
and I was, doing my thing,
Boofing it, yeah.
I did a Portland trip
I remember.
and I had a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Yeah, I remember.
And
I was a little jealous.
and when I was on that Portland trip, I was so in my head, and I was like, man, like I got game, dude. Like, man, like this, like Portland's. They never seen a person like me be here,
Yeah.
like. So I was.
Well, you're not 100% Chinese. They've never seen you.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought I was hot. I thought I was happening. I thought I was, what the people wanted. Turns out
Things have changed.
no. It turns out that because of this trip that I've went back, and I know I'm not single, and I'm just looking from afar.
Yeah, window shopping.
Portland is rampant through the streets with white guilt, Brian.
For years.
For years. That at that time I didn't want to recognize. I thought I was hot shit, but no. In reality, it was like just girls being like, I'm not racist.
Right.
I'll fuck whatever he is. Like, he's not. Yeah,
You're still getting laid.
yeah. Obviously, as guys,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Sex is like
You're like, I
pizza.
feel so used.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the white guilt runs rampant, and you can almost taste. You want to exploit it, and you really do.
You should. I mean, you did. Really?
Well, when I was single, I did. But this recent time, and now that I'm older and my life is different, I'm looking for a future for not just myself, but for my family.
Sure.
I'm telling my sister, hey, you have all this like land in front of your house.
A lot of white people.
Who's to say you can't put up a little coffee shop? Call it Mi Ranchito. Really, really Mexicanify the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
They'll eat it up.
Oh, yeah.
They'll eat it up. And Portland has a lot of fucking coffee shops, and they're all to the brim, dude.
Yeah.
They're all to the brim.
Yeah, it's annoying. I get you. It's annoying.
I'm saying like it's a market out there.
Yeah.
You're gonna provide something that they're gonna eat up because they're gonna be like, oh, we love Mexican people.
Check this out though. Here's how she does a double win on it. She starts offering like Chinese baked goods inside the cafe as well.
Oh my god.
Imagine some like sweet pork buns or something in there.
God.
You know?
Some like coconut balls, yeah.
Yeah, some puff pastries. You know what I mean? Picture like an 85-degree kind of style bakery at her little Mexican coffee shop.
They're gonna be like, we don't know what's going on. But because of the white guilt, Brian, they're gonna be like, we can't hate it.
Yeah,
we can't hate it.
They're going to love it.
Every place that I went to around there, there's this little district that I really enjoyed called, I think it's called Alberta District.
It's Canada, but sure.
No, it's a street.
Gotcha.
It's a street, yeah.
Gotcha.
And a lot of ethnic shops, restaurants, eateries, all that jazz. Trade Up Music is there. I really like that music store. I got my dad guitar straps for, All right, point is, there's Cafe Ethiopia, and it's all fucking Ethiopian out. There's
Ethiopia.
like birrerias and shit, and then they're all Mexican out, and then they're up to the brim with white people just proving that that
they're cultured,
that the dishes are palatable to them, and that they're not racist. Yeah.
That they're not immediately going to have to hit the toilet after the media.
Exactly. So, okay.
Like the curry we had on the fucking British Airways.
Oh my God. We saw lines of white people. When they gave us option, they were like, get the salted chicken or go with the lamb curry. Yeah. And all the white people are like, you know what? Like, there's a lot of brown people on this plane.
Let's go with the lamb curry.
Let's go with the lamb curry, showing that we're down. Yeah. And then they were lining up.
They were down.
And even the stewardess was like, we have a lot of the chicken. Like, you don't have to take the... All right, so we throw this huge housewarming party for my sister, and we're like, not saying that we should invite the neighbors, but like let them know, like, hey, there's gonna be live music, it's gonna get loud.
Yeah.
You are welcome to come if you want.
Right.
Only 2 of the neighbors that were around came. Across the street from them is this really wholesome, really young, newlywed couple, and on the side of them is this really nice, like white guy. And he's like just entered his 40s, I think. Sure. And the newlyweds, they're our age.
Yeah.
And
just call them Jamie and Becca.
The newlyweds?
Yeah, why not? It sounds white.
They're black.
Call them Jamie and Becca.
And they're the only other brown folk in that entire area.
Yeah.
So of course they came by because they wanted to just, congregate. So
It's still Jamie and Becca. They're raised in the suburbs. I got you.
no, because like one's from LA, the other one's from Utah.
There's suburbs there. Continue with the story.
All right, so we're talking, and then I'm asking them like, "Hey, so you guys are newlyweds? They're newlyweds. You both recently moved to Portland, like as couples or blah blah blah. Like, how's it going for y'all? Tell me your story. They'll tell you theirs. I'm just sitting back listening to it all unravel. Yeah. And at one point, it got into conversation about the white guilt that's in Portland, and
strapping.
And I dove in saying like, can anyone change the record? Is there anything else that these white people talk about? Like, are they constantly just trying to prove that they're not racist to each other? Right. And she did to me what the old white guy did to me on Christmas when I said about the Puerto Rican guy. They both went, "Oh my God." Like, thank you. Like, finally someone I can talk. Talk, And it's cool that I played both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah. That's funny.
All right, so Portland ends.
Now you're traveling back.
I'm traveling back.
Babylon track.
So it's hours before my flight, and I'm like, because of what happened the previous flight, let me just check to see if it's delayed.
Yeah.
It's delayed.
Of course.
So at that point, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck Southwest. I'm changing airlines. Cancel the airline, and I booked something last minute through Alaska. And plus, I'm an Alaska Club Lounge member. So
I feel like you're part of every lounge.
So I'm going in deep. So having a great time. It was a way better experience. Also bought it with points, so I didn't spend that much. Right. And because I bought it last minute, I am seated. I have a middle seat. All right. Packed flight.
Yeah.
And can't negotiate.
No.
I even said, can I buy an upgrade? They're like, those have been bought already. I'm like, so, all right, tough titties. Yeah. Get on the plane. There's this 30-year-old the girl sitting next to me. She's got a dog. Look at a little Yorkie.
Like her already.
And on the other side of me is this fat, nosy lady.
Don't like her.
We make our initial small talk of like, hey, like I acknowledge that you're there. Like, I'm gonna take both armrests because I'm in the middle.
Right. That's the unwritten rule.
That's the etiquette. Yeah. And blah blah. I said this one in a previous episode when I talk about like an Uber driver. Like, I make it really obvious. Like, I pull out like my headphones. Like, I put it in front of me. Like, show everyone like these are going in.
Yeah.
Like, don't bother me.
Yeah.
So I put them in, and I'm like choosing my track. And something comes off on the intercom. So I take off my headphone because I want to know what's going on. I don't know if it's delayed again.
Yeah.
So I check in. It's the pilot saying like, hey, 10 minutes till takeoff.
Yeah.
Perfect. Everything's going good.
Sure.
Put my headphone in, and then I feel a little tap.
No.
And I look over. She's been talking to me the whole time.
And you're just like, with like tugging on the...
Yeah.
See that? Nah.
So I take my headphone off, and I go... I'm sorry, like I couldn't hear you. Trying to be polite, trying to be courteous. I'm just trying to get home. And she says, "Oh, like we're gonna take off soon. Did you hear?"
Like, okay.
And I go, "Yeah, I was able to catch the last of it."
Yeah.
And then,
hey, if we crash in water, I pull the floaty thing out of this. Yeah, I got you.
So again, like I'm making it obvious, like
not my first flight. I got you.
Like I'm gonna put it back in. I'm like 20 seconds into my track, feel another tap.
No.
So were you in Portland for business or like for pleasure?
No.
I'm like, oh, like I was there for pleasure. And like I didn't even take off my headphones. I was like, I was there for pleasure. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we finally take off. And the little puppy's freaking out.
He's freaking out. It's like, she's starting to talk to me now. Dude. You need to get back to it.
So the puppy started freaking out, and I obviously I can't ignore it because like, I look over and I'm smiling at the dog, smiling at her, smiling at the dog, smiling at her. I'm like, calm your dog. Like I'm trying to take a nap.
Yeah.
And she starts like tapping on me again. And this lady is again, like she's tapping on me like at least 5 times already. I take my headphone off and she's like, I hope she doesn't bother you too much.
Oh, she's not the problem. She's actually okay.
So I'm like, no, I've flown with a dog before. It'll be all right. I shouldn't have said that.
No.
What kind of dog did you fly with? I'm like, oh my God. So at this point, I just take off my headphones.
Yeah.
And I answer.
Oh, dude, I would have yanked those off in the most aggressive manner. Yeah.
Well, you have pods, but you can't.
Well, dude, even with the pods, are like, you know, and then you put them back in the little cage, like hard, like, and you sit back and you're like, I flew with this dog.
so I take off my headphones and I look at her and I just briefly told her like I had a dog. He got eaten by a coyote. Like, I said it as I looked at the dog.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh my God!" And then
I don't like to talk about it.
So I really brief, put my headphones back in, and at this point, like I'm 30 seconds into my song, and I don't feel a tap.
You're like, oh my God.
No, I don't feel a tap, but I'm like, this isn't happening. So I take them off myself, and I look over, and I'm like. So why were you a part of it?
Oh, no.
So she sucked me in. She sucked me because the dog was freaking out. And I was like, and she was, it wasn't, so before I even took the headphones off, I could feel her just looking at me the whole time. You know that? Like, even though I'm looking straight, like my eyes aren't closed. I'm looking straight. I could feel her just like staring at me.
I'm so pissed for you.
Yeah. So
I'm
like taking my headphones off and I catch her looking at me. So I look.
What the fuck you want?
Yeah, so it was obvious, like, hey, this dog isn't gonna let me sleep.
Right.
You ain't gonna sleep either, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So we start small talk, and she says, "What do you do for work? Did you go to Portland for work?" I really, really briefly, no, I went to Portland to visit my sister. Didn't answer what I said, what I did for work. Mm-hmm. She says, "So what do you do for work?"
No.
So I said, I own a business.
Yeah.
And then she just says,
what kind of business?
No. She says, cool. I've been doing real estate for 12 years. And I'm like, you just want to talk about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't engage. I just look at her as she says that. I'm debating on putting my headphones back in because at that point, it's the end of the conversation. She just wanted to tell me what she wanted. But over here, Brian.
The other one?
The other one. No. She says, commercial or real estate? Or like, yeah.
No.
Real estate. Well, I've been doing commercial for 12 years, and I'm just like, no. And at this point, they're both talking to each other. I'm just in the middle. I'm like, perfect time. Put my headphones in.
Yeah.
And now this one taps me. I heard you're in business, so if you know anyone that wants to expand or something, I'm like, yeah, I'll let you know. Like, you have a business card? Just being cordial. Just like, no, I don't got one. But I see you. So in the back of my phone case, my business card. So I had my phone like this. She's like, but I see yours. Do you mind if I take a picture of it? So I'm like, no. So like that. They're still talking to each other as like. So at this point, like I have my headphones in. I have my eyes closed.
Yeah, but now you have them in stereo.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't want to crank up my fucking volume all the way up either. Yeah. So I look at her and I said, hey, you guys have a lot in common. Do you want to switch seats? Yeah. So like you're not just kind of speaking over me.
Yeah.
And she says.
No, that's fine.
No, she says, I'm sorry, son, but like I have a really bad bladder problem and I need to be in and out of the aisles to like go to the restroom.
Okay.
She did not get up once to go to the bathroom in the entire flight, Brian. To the point that like
pushing on
halfway through
that bladder?
Halfway through, I was just like
fucking iron bladder.
Yeah, I was just like you've been drinking a lot of water. Like,
sure you don't
good?
Need to get up?
Like you hanging in there? So obviously, my story isn't up to par with yours, but
I'm more annoyed though at yours.
Mine was annoying.
And you're clearly nicer because I would have been like, we're not doing this.
Yeah, again, because like our stories could have changed because if you would have been like me, I would have swapped seats with the guy just to be like, shut up, like be with your wife. I don't want to deal with it. But in this situation, like, she says my seatbelt doesn't fit.
Well, it's probably fat. Yeah.
So
I wonder why.
I pressed the button and they're like, I'll be right back. And they gave like the seatbelts that they do like the demos, like they gave her that to like extend hers.
Oh my God, dude. Absolutely. They disgust me, dude.
Oh, wait. So I'm in conversation with the girl next to me and she's telling me she's originally from Portland,
Yeah.
moved to San Diego.
Sure.
She's from a small town in Portland, really right wing, real conservative.
Hell yeah.
And she's telling me like, yeah, like San Diego's pretty ideal. Like everyone thinks alike. We're all like in a tight knit community. And I go, where do you live? Santee. And I'm like, you didn't really leave Portland, did you? Like,
Jesus Christ. Everyone's dude. I'm over it, people.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
yeah. But what really annoys me is that I would have liked it more if the girl was like, hey, do you mind if I just talk about myself for a little while?
Right. Be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of like, let me bait you into conversation.
Yeah. Which people do.
People force that shit.
And that's
man.
why I don't like talking to strangers all that much. I'm just like, no, I'm cool. Fuck Steve. I got enough friends already. I know everybody I need to know.
All right,
I saw this road rage.
Yeah, so Jake from State Farm is really he really has your back, dude, on those claims.
Let me record. Boom. All right. So Cali road rage could have been way
This
worse.
is on the I-5 South by Little Italy.
Yeah. I saw this. This was pretty wild.
Hey, that's good back control.
Yeah.
You think Jake got some training?
I don't know.
Because that looks hood, dude.
Yeah, I think he's just watched MMA. What the fuck's going on there?
Hey, if you listen to the audio though,
The audio should be up.
the Mexican takes it like a gentleman. He says, hey, all right, you win. Like, stop.
Yeah. I know they were looking for them. Mm-hmm. Wild discovery. Told you we'd make it.
All right, now this is all right. Before you click play,
Okay.
have you ever taken a ferry?
Yep.
All right, so you watch all these movies, you play a lot of video games, you think you can make it, right?
Yeah.
Let's watch it unfold.
The ferry is pulling away when an RV comes down the steep hill onto the ramp.
Oh shit.
Passengers barely got out of the way in time.
Dude.
14-year-old Aaron
What made him think that it wasn't gonna total everything?
It's not even a car, dude. A fucking RV, dude.
Well, that's what's more impressive. Like, dude, you just drove a bus.
Wait, what's that movie with Keanu Reeves?
Speed.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Holy shit.
All right, now this is something that in every backyard activity.
Is there audio?
I don't think so.
Let's see.
It's pretty quick.
There is. Hold on. Oh, dude. Broken
Straight
nose.
to the fucking
Broken
face.
nose for sure.
What could go wrong, dude? What
Oh
could go
my
wrong?
God. Broken nose. Deviated septum.
All right, before you click play. So I think this is at a. I don't know if this is the San Diego Zoo.
Emotional damage.
I think this is the San Diego Zoo. Someone took a dad took his daughter to the zoo to see the monkeys.
Oh, they're fucking.
The monkey caught a seagull, bashed it to death. Dude.
Oh, hell yeah. Wait.
Dude. Dude.
He's like, he's playing with it.
Imagine trying to have a wholesome day with your daughter.
Fucking chimp is just like, fuck
Yeah,
this
dude.
thing.
But hey, chimps will be chimps,
Yeah,
bro.
Chimp's going chimp. Dude, he's straight chimping. Mm-hmm. That's funny. Now, that's funny.
It's just a picture, I think.
Okay.
Read it though. Read the top. The top. It says
Pig without food is in the car.
I mean, they ain't lying.
Boss fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've seen this. I've seen this,
Dude.
Look at how big she. Oh, dude, she's getting.
Look how vicious Goro is,
Yeah.
dude.
Look, what does that guy
He
do?
got titty out and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, you think it's LA?
I think it's Hawaii.
No.
Now she's.
This might be Oceanside, dude.
Oh yeah, that's why I thought it was Hawaii.
Dude. That's Oceanside, homie.
Then she just gives her the chair.
Yeah. What are you doing with all this ass?
So try me. She just got her ass beat.
I know. So
She's the type of person who's come back with a gun.
yeah,
That's
I was about
what
to say,
hate.
how many street fights have you ever witnessed? Before you cook plan this, how many street fights have you ever witnessed where like someone clearly got their ass beat and then they're still talking
Still running
shit?
mouth, dude. I mean, never in person, but I see it all the time.
Okay, so before you cook play,
Well, I need to click play so I get the audio.
okay, so there's a lot of VR videos of like people like climbing shit, then they fall and then they like eat shit.
Oh no.
This is similar but different.
Oh, there's no audio. Oh yeah, there is. Oh shit.
But in her head, that's just the experience.
She was like, "Wow, this is so real."
It's immersive. Just watch that one more time.
The thing just that whole machine just gave up. It's like, we're done working today.
All right, last one. Now, this is kind of long. We're gonna kind of see it unfold a little bit. It's 40 seconds long, but
Like your crutches at all.
there's obviously something going on with, and the man in crutches is clearly not involved.
Right.
Just watch.
All right.
All right, what country do you think this is?
Uruguay. Ooh. He's gonna steal his crutches to beat him.
Look at my man, though. Look at my man. Yo, someone get my man up, dude. They both stole him, dude. Why are they gonna do that to my mans, dude?
Oh my god. Wait, I gotta see it again. He's totally just chirping, just chilling.
He's hitting it up with someone, dude.
Yeah.
Bottle to the face.
Yeah.
Didn't knock him though. Didn't knock him.
Yeah.
My man's got some crack in him, dude. And then
The other guy gets it though.
wait, did he hand it to him?
Yeah. Not the owner
No,
of it.
yeah.
Not the owner of
Yeah.
it. Some other guy grabbed it.
Crutch fight.
Dude.
Uruguay is out of their goddamn mind.
What country is it? That was just like that.
Yeah, what country is it?
I have no idea. I don't know. But that was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
That's a good way to end the pod.
Good way to end the pod. Happy St. Patty's. There wasn't really a St. Patty's theme.
Yeah.
But
I mean, San Diego didn't even, for 2 years, we just had like the first St. Patty's, right?
what do you mean?
The St. Patty's parade in San Diego?
There's a St. Patty's parade in San Diego?
Yeah, it was canceled for 2 years. Today was, or less, this week was the
I didn't even
first
know they
one.
had a St. Patty's parade in San Diego.
Now you know.
Now I know, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
so-
happening. It's happening this week or whatever, or it happened this week.
It happened, yeah,
Oh.
after 2 years of not happening. COVID.
Cheers.
Cheers.